Go live. Okay, we are live. Okay, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, testing. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Alrighty. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Hello, my fellow traders. Hopefully audio is coming through clearly here. Okay, we're here. We're live on the Engineering Robo channel. We're going to be looking at coins, companies, commodities here in the economy, some indexes perhaps, any and everything. Engineering Robo does it all. Let me know down below any sort of comments or questions, anything you'd like to see in the upcoming stream. Right now we've got Bitcoin on screen. We're going to do a quick analysis on that, and then we'll jump around. We'll go to wherever we have to go. We'll see whatever we have to see. But looking at Bitcoin here, it would appear bullish robos entering the space as we rebound in a very bullish manner from my support level. $18,860 down below has been waiting for us for several weeks leading up to it. We were anticipating potential support along psychological level visualized 19,800 roughly. That is 2017 all-time highs. Support found along that level would have been nice to see. We had some bullish interactions with it for a period of days here, only to fall beneath it downward toward my more significant technical horizontal level waiting for us. So we were not caught off guard by that movement. Perhaps a downward fake out from this range of sideways was quickly bought up, and as you can see, Bitcoin is interacting nicely in the $20,000 range, currently $22,180 per Bitcoin. We need daily candles opening and closing above technical support level, $21,815. At the moment, it is technically resistance. We need daily candles opening and closing above it to consider support found at that level, though at the moment, we'll just have to see how Bitcoin interacts with it. With these bullish robos in play, though, we have been investing accordingly. If you've been following the channel, when two of our chosen three robos enter a bullish state, which on the 9th of September, this very dramatic candle jumping from 19,300 all the way up to the $21,000 range, the super buy and buy for robo advisors were confirmed, suggesting you heavily consider investing your 50% Engineering Robo based investment ratio, especially since the day after that bullish confirmation, the moon buy suggestion showed up. All three of our chosen robos in play at the moment do suggest continued upward movements. So right now, bullish robos in mind. We've got a support level down below to confirm here. Resistance waiting for us in any sort of continued upward price action is going to be up near $25,000. $25,800 is where we anticipate resistance present, unless we return to $25,200 here. Appears to be a sort of like local high of resistance, perhaps there in play, though the technical level to consider is 25.8. But that's Bitcoin at the moment, still in a range of extreme fear here if we swap over to the fear and FOMO zones, which we'll do momentarily. Bearish robos in play. We go with the flow of our robos, watching out for crypto. No matter the confirmations, we always allow the situation to let us know how to go with the flows. So bearish robos in play have saved us from some dramatic corrections that have occurred. 58% in downside between April of 2022 into June of this year. Very dramatic correction that we were saved from by EngineeringRobo. We have another downward movement here over the following weeks. A good 69 days of downside. 44% correction from all-time highs pretty much back in November of 2021, where we interacted with $69,000 per Bitcoin. Since then, bearish robos in play have been saving us from some dramatic corrections, and bullish robos have been attempting to return here to try to push us out of these sideways ranges that we get stuck in here sometimes. So right now, going with the flow here during times of extreme fear. Perhaps considering Bitcoin's fear and FOMO zones if we were to modify our robo advisors. And so this is the fear and FOMO zones for Bitcoin. Well, we use these ranges to determine areas of accumulation and take profit with a much more broad trend in mind here. When prices are interacting with the FOMO zone, we heavily consider getting out of the market, taking profit, reducing our investments accordingly because a market top may be forming. The last time we saw the FOMO zone was back in 2017 when we printed this $19,800 psychological level that we've recently returned to after printing, that $69,000 all-time highs. At the moment, our most recent FOMO zone interaction back in 2017 was significant enough to cause an 84% correction, sending us into the fear zone, which is to be expected. Upon entering the fear zone a few years ago, back in 2018 here, we trended sort of downward about 45% relative to entering the fear zone here over the course of about 177 days of sideways accumulation before rebounding out of it briefly, returning to it for about a moment back in the March 2020 cough crash. A quick 45% correction relative to entering the fear zone, but we were only trading within it for just over a month. After those two fear zone interactions, we rallied upward here to and through previous all-time highs made in 2017, blasting through that $19,800 level, interacting with aforementioned $69,000 per Bitcoin, though we have yet to see the FOMO zone. So after printing those all-time highs last year, we have trended downward here, experiencing since all-time highs to our most recent lows. We've technically experienced a 71% correction. Upon entering the fear zone, Bitcoin has proceeded to print the anticipated 45% correction relative to fear zone interactions that we've seen just prior, though the 84% correction that occurred in our previous all-time highs, I don't believe is as likely because we haven't seen the FOMO zone. So we are returning to the fear zone for the third time here, the third bullish buy opportunity for Bitcoin over the long term. We can anticipate a much more significant, longer, broad uptrend intact with the fear and FOMO zone here. We are to accumulate during times of extreme fear, but go oh no when Robo says there's FOMO. So at the moment here, we are just hoping to continue to find support along $19,800 per Bitcoin, a very bullish level at the moment, but we will just have to keep in the back of our mind the possibility of an 84% correction from our most recent all-time highs, and that would bring us to roughly $10,700 per Bitcoin. And so while that sounds dramatic and isn't very exciting, I do believe if that were to occur, that would be a bullish event in the long term, perhaps a necessary evil in the short term, though in my opinion, based on current price action and parameters in play, a $10,000 Bitcoin is sort of less likely in my opinion, though we got to go with the flows, watching out for our robos because this is crypto. Let's look at some other cryptos. Let's see XLM here. Why not? Why not give it a shot? Let's look at XLM. We're taking off the FOMO zone because the fear and FOMO zones are typically used for Bitcoin. That is where you can get your most accurate analysis from it, kind of thing, when using the fear and greed index on Bitcoin. That's where you can get the most accurate outcomes. But looking at XLM at the moment, if you've been following the channel, we recently posted that price action has sort of bumped upward here toward overhead resistance. 11 cents is going to be giving us a hard time until confirmed otherwise. My key level 0.1185 is overhead as resistance until daily candles confirm it as support. We can see several instances of daily candles opening and closing above this level, though failing to hold it as support. So we'll have to be very careful here. Once we do find ourselves back above this level, we invest 20% of our investment at our support levels. 50% of our XLM, in this case, investment will be invested when 2 of our chosen 3 robos enter a bullish state. And so at the moment, only the buy 4 is present. We need at least 2 of our chosen 3 becoming bullish here for us to consider investing based on that confirmation. So bullish robos have seen 14% pumps here during some sideways ranges along this downtrend that bearish robos have saved us from multiple 50% corrections. We even have, upside between 20, 60, and 200% in some cases just last year, though at the moment we are still waiting for, in my opinion, a perhaps downtrend in play to conclude, reverse, and then once we've sort of re-established the uptrend, we can, begin to be more comfortably and confidently bullish on XLM. At the moment, we are far too close to resistance. We don't have enough bullish robos yet, and we still have some significant factors of resistance in mind to consider. So right now, XLM in a bit of a tight situation, still waiting for some confirmations. 8 cents down below is waiting for us as support if we can't break 11. Watch out for bearish robos returning if we continue to experience resistance at current levels. XRP. Let's change up our robos here briefly. What do we want to look at? Doot, and a doot. Okay, we have the buy for cross and super robo advisors. Looking at XRP at the moment, we've been trading sideways for quite some time now, interacting with my 30-cent support level. My apologies, one sec, quick tea sip break. Refreshing now. 30 cents down below has been a bullish level of support here for us ever since June of this year. We've been bouncing off of it rather nicely, interacting toward it here more recently with bearish robos in mind ever since the 25th of August. So we are patiently waiting for the return of bullish robos here, it would appear, because right now some rather significant signs of resistance are present, and we have been foreshadowing sideways and or downside for a good foreseeable amount of time here. So sideways and or downside is not surprising. So at the moment, based on these confirmations here, bearish robos in mind, and this dashed down trend line suggests resistance present. So watch out for short-term moves downward here. 30 cents down below, as I mentioned, as potential support here for us so far, but 25 cents, in my opinion, is going to be a more significant horizontal level of technical support waiting for us. That is where you can more comfortably and confidently invest your 20% support-based investment ratio. 50% is invested based on EngineeringRobo's buy suggestions. So far, bearish robo advisors during this downtrend have saved us from 58 and 46% corrections. Bullish robos have seen 92 to 19% in gains here during a quick sideways range. But at the moment, we have been trending relatively downward, borderline since April of last year. So we will have to just see just how far we will go, where will we solidify support, and we just need the return of bullish robo advisors here for us to begin comfortably reinvesting back into XRP. To recap, 20% at support, potentially 30 cents or 25 cents down below. Watch out for this down trend line here. This dashed local down trend line is where you can use that at your own discretion if you wish to use that to invest your 30% down trend line based investment ratio, a rather high risk confirmation. In my opinion, the much more significant overhead solid down trend line is where you can more comfortably and confidently use to invest your downtrend line based investment ratio. So 20% at support, 30% based on our downtrend lines, and 50% based on bullish robo advisors, which we are still patiently waiting for the return of. But this has been XRP. Now Litecoin. Perhaps some interesting price action here. We're liking my support levels. If you've been following the channel, you've noticed that super buy in play, and you've noticed some signs of upside forming. Though at the moment here, let's see what's really going on. Are we jumping into Litecoin? So the buy for super and moon robos in play, one of my personal favorite combinations in my opinione. So we have this local dashed down trend line here. We seem to be breaking free from it. As I mentioned, you can use that at your own discretion if you wish to invest your 30% down trend line based investment ratio. That is your call, because in my opinion, this much more significant broad down trend line overhead, that solid line there, whenever we get to it, is going to be the more significant down trend line to consider. At the moment, bullish robos returning. We saw the super buy for, and moon back in June of this year after interacting with my $42 support level. EngineeringRobo members were able to invest their 20% support-based investment ratio, potentially considering taking profits along resistance present all for the last kind of few weeks here up until just recently, where yesterday's daily candle has opened and closed with its wick and body above key level $60.47. A few more candles doing that, or some bullish interactions with this level from above would be nice to see and would further solidify support present for us. though we'll have to see just how well we can hold this level. Bullish robos in mind, however, the super buy in play several days ago, now more recently printing the buy for and moon. All three of our chosen robo advisors back to a bullish state here, suggesting that we may be able to make our way upward still. So if we do solidify support at current levels and we make our way upward, watch out for $82.22 as potential resistance waiting for us. If not, $114 is the more significant resistance level overhead if we do make our way upward here. So you already invested 20% at my $42 support level. You can consider investing 20% at my $60.47 support level if you can determine support present. In my opinion, I would like further bullish interactions with this price before support is solidified. And you can invest 50% of your Litecoin investment with all three of our chosen robos bullish at the moment. But as I mentioned, that remaining 30% based on the downtrend line is used at your own discretion. It would appear we have broken out of it, retested it, and are continuing to break free from it, suggesting, factors suggesting upside right now are nice to see. But in my opinion, I would just like just a couple more confirmations to be certain, though. We got to go with the flows. Let me know down below your thoughts on Litecoin, though. Cardano, ADA, what's really going on here? It would appear, what robos do we want to see? Doodly do and doodly dee. Buy for moon and golden cross. How does that look? Does that look good? Now let's do the super buy for and golden cross. Okay, let's do something like that. Okay. So this is Cardano. Has been in a rather depressing downward spiral ever since highs printed back in September of 2021. Bullish robos allowed EngineeringRobo members to experience 150% in upside over just about a month after bullish robos were confirmed back in July of this year here. Super buy, buy for, and golden cross, allowing EngineeringRobo members to double their money in about a month. And then bearish robos here, saving us from 67, 29, 45% corrections that have occurred. And we're just waiting for bullish confirmations here to remain in play for us to perhaps begin considering the recovery for Cardano. A new support level has been formed with this most recent price action here ever since May of this year. We've been interacting with 46 cents in a rather significant manner, so we visualized it as support down below. That is where you were suggested to invest your 20% support-based investment ratio when we updated this coin, I think near the 5th or 6th of September, when the daily candle was just opening and closing above that level. So you were able to invest your 20% support-based investment ratio when advised here on the channel a few days ago, down below at 46 cents. You are waiting to invest your EngineeringRobo based investment ratio still, because only one of our chosen 3 robos is back to a bullish state. The buy for is nice to see, though we will need a second robo becoming bullish at least for us to begin investing accordingly. And then we have this solid downtrend line here, not too far away. Trading sideways toward it, I do believe, would be bullish for us in the longer term, and a break upward from it would perhaps suggest, movements to the upside here. Watch out for 84 cents as resistance if we do solidify support, get some more buy suggestions, and free ourselves from this downtrend line. So we have been hypothesizing sideways and or downside for many projects over the following weeks to months here, over the coming years perhaps. I do believe we are in a very volatile range of extreme fear and accumulation still, though. Buying opportunities are presenting themselves for us in the longer term, but in the short term, traders are getting slapped up, down, and around. That has been Cardano. What about Ethereum? Alrighty, Ethereum. We have a slightly advanced combination of Robo Advisors in play. You can find out more about how that works down below with a free sign-up code. We have bullish robos attempting to return at the moment as we find ourselves above a potential support level. So daily candles opening and closing above $1,687 per Ethereum. Makes me want to take a sip of my tea. And would suggest potential support level for accumulation. If daily candles can continue to open and close above it, perhaps interact with this price from above, that would further solidify support present for us. The buy for has been confirmed on the 9th of September. The bull Robo Advisor is attempting to be confirmed with today's daily candle, though we will need today's daily candle to close to confirm this buy suggestion, and then and only then, once two of our chosen three robos have entered a bullish state, we can begin investing accordingly. Last time this occurred, we had the buy for moon and bull robos all print on the same daily candle, July 16th. All the way up to August 14th, EngineeringRobo members experienced 49% in upside on their investment, and were technically able to capitalize anywhere on 18 up to 27% ROI when bearish robos returned. We always go with the flow of our robos confirmations, no matter the situation. And so with bullish robos returning, support forming, we can potentially see another opportunity to perhaps get back into Ethereum. Hopefully we can hold support and confirm these robos here. Watch out for several levels of resistance along the way. 1,933, 2,151, all the way up to $2,320 per Ethereum will all be giving us a hard time on the way up here. So we'll have to go with the flows, watching out for our robos. We need this second buy suggestion to be confirmed with the close of this daily candle. Bearish robos on Ethereum have saved us from some dramatic corrections that have occurred. Most recently here, you were saved from 11.5% in downside after bearish robos, 70% in downside between April of this year into June of this year, 45% in downside between November of last year into January of this year, and we've seen, 79 and 36% in upside in some cases throughout a range of sideways last year. So we just need these bullish robos to remain, and then maybe we can start seeing some gains. Now, let's look at something different. Let's look at gold. Let's see what's going on with the good old gold. Now, you can't go wrong holding gold. You can only really go so right, but you can't go that wrong. So, EngineeringRobo members investing into gold between December of 2018 and August of 2020 experienced 62% in upside, and then bearish robos here came into play during this range of sideways, suggesting you potentially capitalize on your returns. So far, during this sort of dramatic phase of sideways, starting back in August of 2020, into March of this year, where we printed this swing high I've highlighted on the 7th of March. We reached a high of $2,070.63. That is a technical lower high relative to the 3rd of August, $2,075.28. Very technical, very mild discrepancy between these two candles, though technically a more bearish candle printed recently here, suggesting resistance overhead and this move downward here. Bearish robos in play have saved us from 7% in downside that has occurred, and we are patiently waiting for the return of bullish robos here still. support down below. We got very close to my $1,680 support level. You were able to invest accordingly along it throughout throughout July here of this year. We've bounced off of it. We've returned to it, perhaps confirming the double bottom, a reversal pattern potentially forming. And then if we can just free ourselves from this dotted, now dashed down trend line, perhaps we can see some continued moves to the upside. Some resistance levels to consider though: 1,772, 1,855, all the way up to 1,940 is where we can consider potential resistance waiting for us. And then we even have this rather unsightly solid downtrend line overhead waiting for us to use based on our 30% downtrend line based investment ratio. So right now, in a bit of a situation, perhaps a bottom reversal is forming. Hopefully we can hold support, though we need some bullish robos returning for us to begin more comfortably getting back into gold. This is platinum. What's going on with platinum? We're looking at some commodities. Yo, what do you want to be when you grow up? Yo, honestly, sucks. What robos do I want to have visualized here? What's going to be the best for our strategy? Okay, we like to buy for Moon and Golden Cross, I guess. Yep. The buy for Moon and Golden Cross. Looking at platinum so far down below, support present, $821 there, has been waiting for us for a period of time. If you were following the channel, you were aware that we've been waiting for interaction downward toward that level. Bearish robos in mind suggest potential considered downside and or sideways here along my support level. This lower low on the 29th of August relative to the 11th of July is slightly bearish in my opinion, and would perhaps suggest another interaction downward here. $821 is going to be support down below for a period of weeks until confirmed otherwise. Failure to hold that level could drop us all the way down to 564. Say we can solidify it and bullish robos return. Watch out for 1,076 overhead as resistance. 1,340 is the next level to watch out for. But along the way, correlating with 1076 slightly is my solid downtrend line here, waiting to give us a hard time as well. So hopefully we can hold support as we await the return of bullish robos here for us to begin comfortably and confidently getting back into platinum. Palladium. Some interesting price action here. What's really going on? I apologize for any background noise. There appears to be a truck too close to the window that I am too close to as well. So do apologize for background disturbances and noise pollution. Let's throw on that moving average. That is nice to see. Should have had it with gold and platinum. What do we want to put here? Okay, I think we figured it out. We like this. Okay, we got the buy for Golden Cross and Cloud Robos present. Looking at Palladium. So right now, some interesting price action here. It would appear a dramatic uptrend in play for several years. Support down below may be waiting for us, $1,541. Currently trying to hold along this 200 weekly moving average. That would be a bullish sign of continued upside here if we can solidify support along it. That would be nice to see, though we are still confirming that as we speak. this dotted downtrend line here locally, we appear to be breaking free from and interacting with in a bullish manner, perhaps suggesting that move upward to play out. Watch out for $2,879 overhead as resistance still. Bearish robos in mind, though, however, do perhaps suggest sideways and or downside. We will need the return of 2 of our chosen 3 robos entering a bullish state to allow for comfortable reinvestment back into Palladium. 27% in upside was seen during a range of sideways between 2020 and into 2021. Though EngineeringRobo members experienced 343% in gains between July of 2016 into February of 2020. So bullish robos attempted to print kind of throughout February of this year here, though an aggressive rejection has brought bearish robos back into play. We'll have to just wait for the return of bullish robos here. We always go with the flows of the confirmations from our robos, no matter the situation. Yo. But anyway, Palladium attempting to find support along this moving average, stuck between some key levels here, floating right in the middle. I would perhaps wait before jumping in at current levels. This is what? Silver. Looking at silver, appears to be at resistance. We found ourselves beneath the 200 weekly moving average. That is slightly unsightly, perhaps a bearish factor to consider. Watch out. Doodly doo. Okay, 66% in gains. Last time bullish robos appeared back in 2020. You have another 21% in upside back in 2019. Bearish robos here have been saving us from some dramatic corrections that have occurred. So far, 19% in downside has played out ever since our most recent bearish robos coming into play. As I mentioned, resistance overhead, watch out for $19.81 is my visualized resistance level. We need weekly candles interacting above it and interacting with this level from above for us to consider potentially support present, because resistance is here at the moment. This lower low on the 29th of August relative to the 11th of July is a slight bearish factor as well, suggesting potential continued moves to the downside. So with us finding ourselves below this weekly moving average, we find ourselves at resistance. We have bearish robos in play here. These are some slightly bearish factors to consider. We have to get back above 1981 and hold that level as support, at least for us to begin potentially considering a bullish outlook for silver in the short term. At the moment here, continued interaction toward $13.72 may be to consider. Maybe that might be what we need to keep in mind here. So we have to go with the flows, watching out for robos. Let me know down below. Yo. Copper. We have copper continuing to interact as planned. Like we've been suggesting continued interaction with this 200 weekly moving average. A bullish interaction with it, like we have been seeing, is nice to see. Though bearish robos are still in play, so continued sideways and or downside is to be considered. As I mentioned, it is nice that we are trying to hold this moving average, but trying to hold it currently is not as significant as after the fact, when we can say that we've held this level. So you can make some high risk entries based on this current interaction here, but sideways ever since July of this year might play out until into October perhaps. We will have to just see when support is truly confirmed and solidified. Overhead, though, if we do begin to make our way upward, we have this down trend line here waiting for us. And as I mentioned, those bearish robos still to consider. So right now we are just still trying to solidify support either along this moving average or down below. $2.97 is waiting for us if we fail to hold this moving average and make our way downward still. EngineeringRobo members saw 94% in upside between June of 2020 into March of 2022, investing into copper. and then we were saved from a 26% correction that has occurred more recently here. Perhaps the S&P 500, the Buy 4 Moon and Golden Cross Robos in play. Oh yeah, good enough. If you've been following the channel, you already know that significant resistance was present here for us. 4,305 is my level overhead that has been waiting for us for some time. We experienced a very dramatic rejection off of it, falling back under this downtrend line, reaching toward my support level, 38.12. The buy 4 has printed and has been confirmed and has remained in play during this most recent rejection here. Hopefully we can continue to see that Robo interact kind of nicely with us here as we await the return of a second bullish Robo Advisor. We will need 2 of our chosen 3 entering a bullish state for us to begin investing accordingly based on that confirmation. With prices above the 200 weekly moving average and several other factors contributing to a bullish uptrend intact, I do believe the economy will recover eventually and set all-time highs, set new all-time highs. Will continue to trend upward eventually, though at the moment sideways and or downside is in store for us. So right now we are trapped between support and resistance down below, as I mentioned, 38.12, overhead 43.05. In between, we have the solid downtrend line as we wait for the return of a second bullish Robo Advisor here, which EngineeringRobo members saw 55% in gains between May of 2020 into December of 2021. They saw 20% in gains February of 2019 into February of 2020, and we've been saved from over 16% in downside. That has occurred recently. The Dow and also Jones with the Buy 4 Moon and Golden Cross. Finding ourselves back below our downtrend line here. We have a very dramatic fake out, potentially, false breakout from our downtrend line. Similar situation to the S&P, I believe. That's what we just came from. We have support down below 29,373 at the moment is my visualized support level, correlating with the 200 weekly moving average, so that is nice to see. The buy 4 in play is slightly bullish here as well, though we need, as I mentioned, a second Robo Advisor entering a bullish state for us to begin investing accordingly based on that confirmation. At the moment, we are still being plagued by that overhead resistance, getting squeezed tighter sideways during this range of sideways, and we just need a second bullish Robo here. So watch out for 36,565 overhead waiting for us if we do make our way back upward. As I mentioned, support down below correlating with the weekly moving average. The strongest horizontal level technically, however, though, is 26,306 all the way down there if we do continue downward. Now the NASDAQ. What the heck happened here? What the heck happened here? Well, not too sure what's wrong with the chart at the moment. That is it's pretty strange. Why is everything shifted and weird? I don't get it. I don't get it one bit. Okay. We'll have to look into this. This is unfortunate. Not sure what this is about. Like, what is all this nonsense? Why does this happen? But the NASDAQ, in layman's terms, we have support down below 45.23, correlating with the 200 weekly moving average. We have the downtrend line overhead giving us a hard time at the moment. 71.47 is overhead as resistance waiting for us if we do make our way upward. Bullish Robos in play ever since the 25th of July here has suggested you invest your 50% Engineering Robo based investment ratio accordingly, as continued upside may play out. And I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but this pattern here is this. This might be what, like 3 black crows or something, some sort of advanced, ridiculous trading pattern, continuation pattern, I believe, in my opinion. We'll have to just see if we can start getting highs past 64.79, though. But that has been the NASDAQ. Not too sure why all my lines and whatnot are up here and the charts down here. That is quite strange. Everything needs to be rearranged. The DXY, the value of the dollar. DXY has been doing well lately. I'm not too sure why. Why assets are increasing in value. Quite strange. Bitcoin pumpage lately, and the value of currency hasn't really been too dramatically affected. We've been printing some nice higher highs here during this uptrend ever since bullish robos back in August of 2021, where EngineeringRobo members saw over 19% in upside. At the moment, still with bullish robos in play, we do anticipate continued moves to the upside here. Watch out for 119 overhead waiting for us as resistance. Down below 103 is where we can potentially find support. In a previous stream, we were hypothesizing potentially lower highs relative to the 11th of July. That would suggest resistance forming here. Though we have printed a higher high. So higher highs, higher lows, that suggests the continuation of an uptrend. So the trend is your friend until the end. No need to pretend. Yeah, bullish robos in mind, so we do anticipate continued upside. As I mentioned, watch out for support down below. If we do trend downward here in the short term, watch out for resistance overhead if we continue to trend upward in the short term. So we've successfully analyzed XLM, XRP, Litecoin, Cardano, Ethereum, Bitcoin, done the feared FOMO zone, we've done copper, Palladium, silver, gold, platinum, we've done the DXY, we've done the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, we've done a whole bunch. Let's perhaps jump over to some of the market overviews here would appear. Coin market cap. Bitcoin, as we know, has trended upward very recently here. These last few days have been rather bullish for Bitcoin, jumping from 18, 19,000 all the way up to $22,000 per Bitcoin. Many people buying that dip. Will the momentum carry us upward and onward, or was that a bull trap, and will the downtrend continue, is what we need to figure out here. Ethereum experiencing some nice gains over the last few days as well. A bit of a retracement recently. We just covered that. It's returning to a support level. Hopefully we can hold it. Tether is still Tether. 67 billion of them in existence. We've gone back to that $1 peg. I know it was kind of scary prior, just prior, a few weeks ago, that it was not trading at $1 and it was less than. Stable coins should be $1, stable at all times. So seeing Tether back at $1 is nice to see. USDC coin there waiting to take over Tether once it gets completely kiboshed by legalities, because Tether's Tether. USDC coin waiting to take its spot. BNB trading nicely this week as well, in a bit of a retracement today. Many of the core projects experiencing some nice upside. Some major projects in the green. Solana, 16.5% this week, 4.5% today. Avalanche, 11.5% this week, more than 1% today in the green. Some other projects experiencing double-digit upside could be Cosmos or Atom, 21% in gains this week, 3% in downside today. We have Near Protocol, 19% in gains this week, 0.5% in downside today, though. So Many projects in the green. The red to be seen is single-digit percentage retracements or corrections. In my opinion, the bottom is approaching or being currently solidified as we speak. Some top performers this week, we have Terra. Good old Terra. Luna has doubled in value recently here. Has experienced 30% in downside today. Many traders taking profit, getting out of that position. This hilarious meme coin still has a dedicated fan base and following, though its utility factor is dwindling. Would appear project Golem. GLM holders are up 100% this week, 46% today. Ravencoin holders 70% in the green this week, just about 18% in the green today. Perhaps some projects not doing too well could be Nexo. Not too bad. I mean, only 7.8% in the red this week, 1.75% down today. And then the sort of next top projects here, the top downers or whatever, the least performing projects here aren't that significant. Only like single-digit downsides here, except for Terra Classic Loon C, 16% in downside today. But nobody cares. Companies by market cap. Back when we last looked at this, many of these little line charts here were in a bit of a dip. They were in a bit of a low. Who knows where they were going to go. We were hypothesizing that dip being bought, and it apparently has. So a bit of a move upward has occurred. Apple, 3.62% in the green today, bouncing upward off a potential support. The Aramco, just about half a percentage in the green, trying to find support down below here. Microsoft bouncing upward slightly, 0.5% in the green. Google in the red slightly, though making that bullish bounce as well. Amazon and Tesla up about 1.5% in green. They've been rallying upward recently also. Berkshire Hathaway, United Health, making that same sort of mini bounce off a potential support, experiencing 0.5% to just about 2% in green today, though. Would appear Meta as well, experiencing that upward bounce, returning to its range of sideways, technically in the red today. A lot of these companies are relatively sideways here, trying to find support off of these lows. Some of them recovering more dramatically than others. But this has been companies by market cap. I'm not too huge on the stock market sector, but any company that anybody wishes to see analyzed will be analyzed upon request. No problem. Looking at commodities, probably, honestly, you shop at the Dollar Tree. Bars. Anyway, gold, silver, copper, platinum, and palladium all in the green today, as we just sort of went over their charts moments ago. So you've got between 0.5% to about 2% in upside for the metals of preciousness. Energies, crude oil, heating oil, the RBOB gas line, natural gas, and Brent crude oil are all in the green today, back and forth between 1% to 4% in upside. So a green day here compared to the previous red day that we experienced in our last analysis video. Hopefully people were buying those dips, accumulating accordingly. Grains, the wheat futures are up just about 5%. Corn up 3.5%. Soybeans, soybean meal, soybean oil in the green, between 1 and 2.5%. Oats, rough rice, and red wheat experiencing 4.5%, 2%, and 4% in gains respectively. Tons of green to be seen. Meats, live cattle, 1% in the green. Feeder cattle, lean hogs, just about 0.5% in the green today. Milk, 1.5% in upside. the softs materials, looking at between 1 and just about 3% in gains for coffee, sugar, cotton, cocoa, and lumber. Plenty of green to be seen across the commodities sector. So 'tis nice. Do we capitalize on these gains? Do we, short these highs, or do we continue to accumulate? Is the question. But this has been the Engineering Robo stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for hearing my analysis. Thank you for being part of the stream. We will be back before you know it. We intend to be streaming pretty regularly here, hopefully every other day if all goes well. You can sign up for Engineering Robo down below with the sign-up codes. You can check it out for free. Highly advanced AI Robo Advisors, a simple approach to successful investing. Engineering Robo tells you when to buy and when to sell. It's that simple. Let me know down below anything you'd like to see in upcoming videos. Thanks again for being a part of the stream. Check out Engineering Robo down in the description. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next one. Now I'm gonna awkwardly transition out of it.